So I have with me my teammate, Chris Frogner, who is also Arma's co-founder and CFO, and he's been leading the B-Corp process all this time. So Chris, we're really shouting it from the rooftops about becoming B-Corp certified. Why is this such a big deal?
Well, it's a certification that's sort of like fair trade for business. It's centered around the reality that businesses impact and serve more than just shareholders. It's easy to talk the talk, but B Corp shows that you can really walk the walk. It means that you're held to account on a number of verticals, ranging from governance to workers, to community, to environment and customers. And being a B Corp, it means that you're ahead of the curve on a number of things. For us specifically, some of the FCA rule changes that are coming in, around TCF and consumer duty, that kind of thing.
It sounds like there's a lot to cover off there, and then it's a pretty intense process that's taken some time.
Yeah, so it's taken us close to 2 years now. It is a rigorous process. It can be a long process, partially because B Corp is really taking off in the UK now. So there's, they have limited staff, and there's been a lot for them to get through with the rise in sort of and how many businesses want to go for the B Corp certification. There's also a bit of a distinction between whether you're trading or not. So we weren't actually trading when we started going for B Corp. So we went for something called pending B Corp status, and we were a pending B Corp for a full year. So that obviously added a year onto our timelines. In terms of like the actual process, you go through a pretty big assessment of your business, which gives you a score. You then have a verification interview. You have various documents you need to upload to prove, your processes, that kind of thing. So yeah, it is a rigorous process. I guess one of the benefits of doing it from the start, doing it when you're a startup and before you're even trading, means it is that you can really embed some of those standards from the word go. What we did, we actually wrote into our articles of association that we exist for all our stakeholders, not just our shareholders. And that's always been really, really important to us. ESG in general has been a big focus for us. And the fact that we've embedded that into the business from the get-go really makes sure that we focus on sustainability, and that we focus on the environment. And, as an industry, we have the power to really change the track on building sustainable and environmentally friendly businesses.
So now all that's done, you can just relax now, right? Now that we've got the certificate.
No, not quite. Those standards take a lot of maintaining. They touch all areas of the business and operations. But by keeping on top of all this constantly, we will hopefully be well prepared for our recertification, which happens every couple of years. I'm hoping it'll be maybe slightly easier next time around, as we've already laid the groundwork, but we'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So what would be your advice to other businesses that are thinking of going for a B Corp certification?
Don't be put off by the process. Just go for it. B Corp is about perpetuating standards that are going to benefit real people, whether that's staff, consumers, the environment, the natural world, consumer landscape. So who doesn't want that?
Yeah, exactly. It's as good a reason as any, isn't it? Well, that's great. Thanks very much, Chris.
Thanks, Alice.
Okay, we're going to head over to Sian Milley now. Sian is Arma's board advisor. She's the co-founder of consultancy Bright Blue Hair, which offers a lot of support in the insurtech space. So she's got a lot of experience in that area, and we're keen to know what her thoughts are around the benefits of being a B Corp as an insurtech.
Tech and data are political, and by that I mean that why, how and when you buy, sell, use it it's no longer just the business of the firm. So if you add in money and protection or insurance into that, I think it's really important in 2022 for firms to take on board that society at large increasingly is just not willing to allow the firm on its own to define what constitutes a good or bad impact from their activities, indeed what good business looks like, and how much flex there is between a stated set of purposes and what that looks like in operations. I do think that MBA courses are going to have to be comprehensively rewritten. So for all tech and data enabled firms, especially in financial services, both established and greenfield, I believe it is a requirement to define now what ethical business really means in the firm, and to be ready for that definition to be energetically challenged by stakeholders from inside and outside the business. B-Corp certification is one really powerful way to get some of those jobs done. And by committing to that process as part of a coherent growth strategy that puts ethical insurance at the heart of what they're trying to achieve, Arma find themselves right now as pioneers. My bet is that they'll still be recognised as pioneers, but not too far from where we are now, they will be seen as being in the vanguard of a whole movement towards resetting business as usual.